Cindy is a teenage girl navigating the trials and tribulations of high school while dealing with the complexities of her family, her budding sexuality, and mysterious superpowers just beginning to awaken deep within her. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Movie Files. Elliot here with a brand new Netflix series review, and today we're talking about I'm Not Okay With This, which premiered on Netflix today, brought to us by the same people behind The End of the Effing World and Stranger Things. So I'm very excited to talk about the show with you all. But before we dive into this non-spoiler review, as you can see on the screen now, make sure that you have followed me on all my social media accounts, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and of course leave your thoughts and comments below of once you get a chance to see the show. Let me know what you all thought of it. We can get into spoilers, even though I won't get into spoilers in this review, but if you want to talk about spoilers, like put spoilers in all caps and leave a lot of spaces, and then we can dive into it in the comments, or you can just reach out to me on Twitter, on Instagram. We can talk about the show in a more spoiler discussion. So kind of starting this review off, kind of my impressions going into the show. Saw the trailer, what was it, a couple weeks ago. I liked the cast. You know, obviously we got a reunion between our 8 cast with Wyatt and Sophia. And then, of course, when I saw brought to, you know, it was created by the same people behind The End of the Effing World, which I absolutely love. James and Alyssa's story. First season was a little bit stronger than second, but I still love that show. And, of course, I saw Stranger Things. So I'm like, I am definitely going to watch this show. And then once I clicked play this morning, before I clicked play, I want to see, okay, how much time I'm going to be spending on this show, how long are the episodes, and let me tell you all, first and foremost, one of the positive things is I love me some in-depth, long kind of in-depth shows, 10 episodes, an hour apiece when you're really invested in the stories. But this was 7 episodes, 19 to 27-minute episodes. So I breezed through this, and that was really, really a good thing because, you know, I got stuff to do sometimes, and I want to obviously get my review out to you all. So that is definitely one of the positives. This is one of the easier streaming binges that I've done in a very long time for a Netflix show. So definitely thumbs up there. But let's just kind of get into the actual real meat into the positives here. So first off, it's a coming-of-age comedy drama that deals with, Sophia's character, Cynthia, who, you know, we've all been teenagers and we've all had those moments where we feel like the world's against us. We have things that happen to us in our lives that can kind of put us in a mood. You know, and this show does kind of touch on, what a teenager can go through when they have something that happens to their family. And that's something that happens to Sophia with her father, and I won't get into details there, but, you know, she's going through some things, and she's going through depression, and she's not aware of what's going on with her, obviously being a teenager, but also having these superpowers that tend to pop up when she's nervous or anxious or embarrassed. And I kind of like that aspect of the show because it has that, you know, that kind of John Hughes-ish type of Breakfast Club type of vibe to it, but also have some kind of superhero X-Men vibe. So I kind of like the best of the both worlds kind of being brought to the forefront. And I got to mention her chemistry between her and Wyatt, who is Stanley in the show, who is this kid who really likes Sydney and really wants to get her attention. They have a really, like, that is probably my favorite part of this show. I like Sophia and her best friend's relationship, but between Cindy and our character, Stanley, I really, really enjoyed their chemistry and back and forth because, again, as we all know, they have been on screen together with It, and it's funny that his name was Stanley in that show or in that movie, and it's the same thing in this show. So, and also, too, the talent they were in really reminded me of Derry. I don't know if that was a coincidence, but anyway, their chemistry was fantastic. And, again, I think that bodes well to their relationship in the It franchise, being that they worked in 2 films together, and I believe a lot of those kids from It are actually friends outside of, you know, making movies together. So that definitely showed on screen. I liked Cindy's little brother. I can't think of the character's name right now, but her little brother was really, really kind of smart and intuitive, and I kind of like their back and forth and you know, their relationship they had there. And again, like I had mentioned, Cindy's friend, I believe her name was Dina, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of like their dynamic and the kind of the complexity that they're dealing with and kind of that topic of conversation that the show kind of touched on, but didn't really dive deep into, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But overall thoughts, I thought the show really did a good job, again, of mixing in kind of that John Hughes high school coming-of-age story, but then mixing in these kind of superhero abilities and these superpowers that I thought the show did a really good job of kind of creating and kind of left the door open to what these powers can lead to and what these powers are, what the origins of these powers can be. And definitely, if they do bring this back for a season 2, which who knows what Netflix wants to do when it comes to seasons being renewed. Sometimes they have a really hit show, then the next day you see that it gets canceled. So hopefully we get a season 2 because they leave this show off with the door wide open in regarding to Cindy's powers and the origins of her powers and what next for this character after that explosive, mind-blowing season season finale. So I really enjoyed the show overall. Like the tone, like the comedy, I like the cast, and I like the message that the show had, because again, it had a good mix of things that people can relate to, but then throwing in that kind of that superhero sci-fi element was a really good touch to it. So the show does come with criticisms for me. One of being probably my biggest thing is, even though I mentioned that it was a quick and easy binge, I feel like the episodes, I was fine with 7 episodes, but I wish they would have been maybe 35 to 45 minutes longer, because there were moments and there were scenes and there were topics, there were themes that were brought up, dealing with her sexuality, dealing with depression, dealing with her father, dealing with bullying, dealing with, different things of that nature. And I feel like the show kind of brought these topics to the forefront, but then really didn't dive deep into it. I think of Wyatt's character, Stanley, his relationship with his father. They really didn't hint at that. There's some stuff going on there, but I wish the show would have spent more time of developing more on these topics, which again, they bring it to the forefront, but they really don't address it, at least in a manner that I wish we would have explored more, and definitely establish more of the character developments within these topics and these subjects they, brought up in the show. So I wish the show was a little bit longer in length to kind of explore those, those conversations that could have been had. Also, when it comes to the mystery of her powers, I'm a sucker for mystery stories and not always having things being fed to me, but I wish we would have dove deeper into her father, deeper into the origins of the superpower. Again, if we do get a season 2, I would imagine that's probably a big thing of what's to come in the future, but I wish that they would have gave us more answers within this season. And outside of those kind of quorums, there are some dialogue things that aren't the greatest. There are, you've seen this story before. You've seen this type of, again, coming of age, high school type of drama and things that come with that. So there are some repetitive beats and things that we've seen in other previous TV shows or movies. But all in all, again, for me personally, I would recommend you all give this show a shot. Again, it has those vibes of the end of the effing world, which if you all haven't seen that show, go watch that and then watch this and you'll see the similarities. I like the story. I like the characters. And again, if they do give us season 2, I'll be checking out. But as far as season 1 goes, I recommend you all give this a watch. And when you do, let me know what you thought of it. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you can stay up to date with my content. As I said up top, make sure you're following me on all my social media accounts, as well as check out my videos I have on my channel right now. Reviews for Emma period. I just saw The Invisible Man. I have my Lodge review coming out pretty soon, and many more things coming down the pipe. So again, thank you all for watching this review, and we'll see you in the next one.